They forced her to sing just to mock her, but when Abby's voice filled the room, their smug smiles vanished. Abby Turner, 34, hummed softly as she packed lunches in her modest Connecticut home. "Mom, you're doing it again," her daughter Emily said with a knowing smile. Abby stopped, realizing she'd been unconsciously singing an aria from Puccini's La Bohème. Old habits. The kitchen walls held few clues about Abby's past, just one photograph showing a younger Abby at a grand piano, illuminated by spotlight. 15 years had passed since that photo was taken at Westmore Academy of Music, where Abby had once been their most promising vocal talent. "The kid's music teacher mentioned you again," Daniel, her husband of 13 years, said. "She still can't believe you studied at Westmore." What their neighbors couldn't fully understand was why Abby had walked away from potential stardom. She'd been on track for an international career when her father suffered a debilitating stroke. With her mother long gone and no siblings to help, Abby made her choice without hesitation. Family first. That afternoon, an elegant cream envelope arrived bearing the embossed gold seal of Westmore Academy. "Celebrating 25 years of musical excellence," she read aloud. "The board of directors requests the honor of your presence." "You should go," Daniel said that evening. "Maybe it's about making peace with a part of yourself you've kept locked away." Abby found herself typing a response. "Thank you for including me. I would be honored to attend." The grand hall glittered with crystal chandeliers and success. Distinguished alumni mingled with wealthy donors. Abby hesitated at the entrance in her simple beige vintage dress, feeling every inch the outsider. "Abigail Turner, is that really you?" Professor Eleanor Winters, her former vocal coach, embraced her warmly. Their conversation was cut short by a commotion. Lawrence Blackwood, once her closest competitor, now one of the most celebrated conductors in the country, approached with champagne in hand. "Abigail Turner, the prodigy who disappeared. What have you been doing with all that potential?" "I've been living my life," Abby replied simply. "How quaint," Lawrence said, introducing his successful colleagues. Each introduction felt like a subtle barb highlighting paths Abby hadn't taken. During his honored speaker address, Lawrence proclaimed, "Talent is nothing without the courage to pursue it relentlessly." Some among us had that talent, his eyes found Abby, but lacked the commitment to see it through. The spotlight swung, illuminating her startled face. "Abigail Turner, perhaps you'd honor us with a song. Show us what might have been." "I didn't come here to perform," Abby said steadily. "Come now, surely you remember how. Or has domestic life erased even that?" Laughter rippled through sections of the audience. "Very well," she said softly, rising. Lawrence handed her the microphone, whispering, "Try not to embarrass yourself too thoroughly." Facing the sea of disbelieving faces, Abby closed her eyes. In that darkness, she was in her kitchen singing lullabies, in her garden humming, in her father's hospital room bringing him comfort. Music had never left her. It had simply transformed. "I'll need a pianist. Do you know O mio babino caro?" The first note hung in the air, pure and unwavering. Lawrence's smug smile faltered. Abby's voice filled the hall with richness and emotional depth that silenced every murmur. Each note carried 15 years of unsung emotions. Joy, grief, love, sacrifice, contentment. As she approached the aria's climax, her voice soared with impossible power. The final notes resonated with crystalline perfection. Silence. Then Professor Winters rose, tears streaming, and began to applaud. Like a wave, others followed, the entire assembly rising in thunderous ovation. Lawrence sat rigid, his expression transitioning from disbelief to shock. "Would you consider one more?" someone called. Abby smiled graciously. "Thank you, but that was enough." Lawrence intercepted her. "With a voice like that, there are opportunities. I could help. I appreciate the thought, but I have a life I love. Music has always been part of it, just not in the way you understand." Professor Winters pressed a business card into her hand. "The community music school is looking for a vocal instructor. 2 evenings a week. Something to consider, on your terms." Outside, the spring night felt fresh and clarifying. "They offered me opportunities," Abby told Daniel later. "A chance at what might have been. And I realized I don't want what might have been. I want what is, with a little more music in it." 2 months later, Abby stood in her new Turner vocal studio. In the practice room, Emily picked out a melody on the piano. "Mom, Can you help me with this part? Abby smiled, recognizing that her legacy would be measured in moments like these. Sharing the pure joy of music with those she loved most. She began to sing, her voice filling the simple room with as much beauty as it had the grand hall. Some choices aren't about what you give up, but about what you gain instead.